right, Panera Bread is going to become the first national restaurant chain to go climate friendly. I don't know how it will mark foods to be climate friendly, but that's its goal. It is saying right now that whenever the ingredients in salad sandwiches and soups collectively have a footprint of less than 5.38 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent, the menu will carry a badge proclaiming that the entree is a cool food meal, meaning that it is environmentally friendly. Now, one of the early qualifiers for that is the broccoli cheddar soup and the Mediterranean bowl. I can attest to my fondness for the broccoli cheddar. I don't know about the Mediterranean bowl, but this is a goal to make this a clear distinction at Panera, that when you can look at the menu, besides calories and everything else, it's climate friendly. The conundrum might be, well, if it's climate friendly, but it has like a whole bunch of calories in it, then I guess you just throw caution to the wind and just say, this time I'm going to destroy the earth, come back and get something healthier. Anyway, I want to know what our guests think of this. A retail analyst, Erin Sykes, is with us. We've also got Scott Shuttledy, Cow Guy. Scott, this is the first chain to do something like this. I imagine it won't be the last. But what do you make of this? As you're looking at the menu, you see which are climate friendly, and you see also which are not, I guess.
Well, I mean, to your point, it's either destroy the climate or destroy yourself, right? So they might have more calories. Who knows? But it's gimmicky, right? And they're going to attract some people over that like that idea. I think it's hard. Those measurables and metrics are hard. You'll just have to take their word for it. Whatever they say is on the package is on the package. But I don't think this is a sea change. I don't think it's going to change very much. Hey, if you're going to go to Burger King or McDonald's, having something labeled like Panera wants to label it isn't going to change your mind.
You know, Aaron, I don't know about the carbon dioxide thing or how they factor into what would be, climate friendly or not. But it's a clever marketing idea, and I'm just wondering, how you see this playing out, and will others be compelled to follow? What do you think?
Absolutely. Well, we saw this in retail, and we saw H&M come out with a completely sustainable line, I believe made out of pineapple husks. And it did get a lot of buzz. But the problem is, a lot of times with retail sustainability, we end up using more water to create these new types of textiles than we would have otherwise with traditional cotton. We also see it in construction with LEED certified buildings and art and architecture. So it is part of an ongoing trend worldwide.
You know, guys, switching to retail generally right now, early indications are that Amazon had an opening Bafo day for day one at Prime Day. I guess today wraps it up. Walmart, Best Buy, Target had similar sales going on yesterday. Traffic, we're told, very, very heavy. They haven't really crunched the numbers, but I do know in Amazon's case, and I think this was the goal, Scott, that they would get $10 billion in sales at a minimum over this 48-hour period. So that does seem to hint of an aggressive consumer if deals can be had. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's an aggressive consumer if deals can be had. I mean, the saving rate's gone up to be, between 10 and 14%, whomever you speak to, and there's, over $2 trillion in savings waiting to be, that's expendable income that we can do these things with. But I also think in this quote unquote stay safe environment, you've got these retailers who aren't stupid that are going to be pulling that demand forward so that we don't have packed Black Fridays and packed malls the last 2 weeks of the year. They know that they're going to do way better online earlier rather than try to sell face-to-face when folks are too afraid to go to a restaurant or get on a plane or take a cruise. They're not going to go shopping. So it's in their best interest. They know that. They're going to pull that demand forward so they can get those things booked.
So, Aaron, is it possible that we are buying this stuff now for the holidays rather than buying it at around closer to the holidays? So are we just robbing sales from the future here? What do you think?
Well, I echo Scott's sentiment. And yes, welcome to the holiday shopping season. It has started. And it's for a variety of reasons. So basically, Black Friday was going to fall late this year anyway. So that makes it a more compact shopping season. So you'll always see retailers try to make things earlier. Also because consumer confidence is currently up, but we're going into a time of uncertainty with the election. So we want to make sure that we're making the purchases while we know where consumer confidence is. And then also, we have a lot of Americans who are actually making more via the federally assisted unemployment right now than they would without and by going back to their traditional jobs. So we don't know what's going to happen there. So basically, people have money and they're confident, and it allows us to then move the shopping season up.
All right, Erin, final words. Scott, I want to thank you too, my friend. As they were speaking here, we're getting few more details about the Panera breakdown of this. They say this will encompass more than half the items they sell in their store that are climate friendly. Apparently, they're putting out a special menu for me that will denote the items that don't even think about it. That's a separate. No, they're not. Just thought I'd say that. Meanwhile, we're looking at where we are right now in the pandemic. This is something that has come out of the pandemic. We're watching what we eat, watching what we do. Is it good for the world, good for the environment, even good healthfully? A lot of businesses are facing a conundrum that goes way, way beyond that. Just coming back to do business, to have business, any business. Because a lot of these guys thought they were covered for everything that hit them. They pay very expensive insurance premiums, and these were some of the things that which they thought were addressed and covered. Apparently they're not, and now they're protesting. Grady Trimble with more in Chicago. Hey, Grady.
Hey, Neil, this is a battle between businesses like this one, Manny's, a deli in Chicago, and their insurance companies. So what happened was Manny says their sales are down about 50% compared to a normal year because of the pandemic and government-ordered shutdowns. So they filed a claim, which is a business interruption claim, but their coverage apparently didn't apply. Their insurance companies denied those claims, and so now this business and hundreds of others across the country are taking it to court. Here's the lawsuit filed on behalf of Manny's, saying as a direct result of the shutdown orders, Manny's incurred direct physical loss and damage and was rendered physically non-functional as a restaurant and deli. Here's why the owner says he feels he had no choice but to pursue legal action.
At some point, when this kept dragging on, we knew for us to survive, we had to go back to our insurance company. We had purchased a policy that was supposed to reimburse us for times like this, and we need them to step up to their plate and live up to their end of what we purchased.
The insurance groups that represent the insurance industry tell us that these coverages only apply when there's physical damage to a restaurant like this one. For example, if a storm came through here, something like that. They also say if they had to pay up to all of these businesses, it would bankrupt this industry. The Institute, Insurance Information Institute, tells us in a statement, insurers have won more rulings than policyholders, with courts working through more than 1,000 COVID-19 business interruption coverage disputes. That industry group says the help needs to come from the federal government. The owner here says it doesn't matter so much where the help comes from. He thought he had insurance coverage for this, but if it comes from the federal government, that would be fine too. He just needs the help. Neil?
Yeah, to put it mildly. Grady, thank you very much, my friend Grady Trimble in Chicago. On that, we are monitoring what's happening in the corner of Wall and Broad and confusion over stimulus. Let me just cut to the chase here. They thought they had a deal. They thought they were closer to a deal. They thought they were in just a couple of $100 billion of each other. So deal signed off on, almost done. Then Nancy Pelosi says, no, just because we're close, you're not looking in the deal. It's nothing close. And it all fell apart, but not before she got into a nasty exchange with Wolf Blitzer. And all of a sudden now, CNN is seen as being a little bit too open to Republican ideas. It is that kind of world after this.
Matt.